Hey everyone! So today we're going to do something pretty awesome. A very cool trick, which I bet you already know what's going to happen from the title. But I'm going to go ahead and start with cutting my base. And I'm going to do a normal 5.5. And then score at 4.25. Right down the center. And then go ahead and make sure you varnish it very well. And if you don't have a scoring board, just cut a piece of paper and then just fold it in half. You don't really need the scoring board. It just helps make the card stay flatter. But it is not necessary at all. Alright, I'm going to trim our card bases. Not our card bases, what am I saying? The mats that are going on the front of the card bases. So we are going to need 4. Actually going to do 4 by 4.25. And then I'm going to use this for my sentiment later. So when you put it on your card, you're going to have a nice little frame that's larger than the other. So what the cool technique we're going to do is actually we're going to take a clear acrylic block and we're going to watercolor without water, but we're going to watercolor sparkle. So I'm just going to take some of my Heidi Swapp Color Shine, just a few dabs. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp out my image. And I'm just using a Stampin' Up! Stamp that I got, I believe, at Goodwill. And it's been a long time since this one's been out. This one's been out since 2007, I believe. Yes, and I don't know what it's called, sorry. But I'm going to stamp it out with some Stays On. The Smelly Good stamp. Ink. I'm actually going to go ahead and do some generation stamping as well. I'm going to put that to the side because we're going to need it. And now you're going to want a paintbrush that you're not really, you wouldn't really care if it got ruined. As long as you're fast enough with wiping off, though, you should be fine. So you're just going to drip some of that glue down in there in your little ink pile. You can use reinkers, reinkers. And then you're just going to swirl it around, make sure it's all nice and combined. And then go ahead and get your stamped images. And you're just going to go ahead and color over it. And you don't need to use water, just so you know. and even run it over some hot water just to make sure you get all that glue out. Because that glitter glue will ruin your brush. So, and then make sure to clean off your block as well. You don't want that staying on there. And a good tip is if you can't get to the sink right now with your brush, just put it in your little baby wipe and it'll be okay until you can get to the sink. Then you're going to want to let these dry. Normally glitter glue takes about 5 minutes. Not sure if they put that on the bottle actually. Do they? No, they don't. No warning there. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and cut our our little sentiment pieces. Thinking we need about let's do 1 1/4 inch by 3 1/2, just to give us enough room. Just in case. Alright, I'm going to stamp my sentiments, which I'm using a happy birthday and a thank you, like that. Normally I wouldn't use StazOn for my sentiments, but my other black ink decided to die on me, so it's kind of like a really gray, kind of even a brown, really. It's sad. So I have to go and get some more black ink, but that's what happens when you use it all the time. Because that was the only one, like that was the first ink I bought. And that was about 2 years ago, I think, coming up on September. So it's lasted me pretty well. It's gotten a lot of love, that's for sure. Alright, let's check on our watercolor. It's still a bit damp. Not too damp though, just in some spots. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to spray the sentiments. And I'm actually going to spray the card as well. So I'm not going to worry about getting that. There we go. And then I'm going to get the other one as well. That one was a little bit more out of control, but tends to happen when you do the sprays. But isn't that pretty? All that shine and shimmer. Now I'm going to be all shiny and shimmery. Alright, so I'm actually going to go ahead and get some foam tape out. And my ATG as well. Because I'm going to put my sentiment on foam tape, and then I'm going to put this on with ATG. Just so you know. And I actually think I'm going to put a little butterfly on the inside instead of putting a piece of paper or anything. Scrap piece of, it's just a Post-it or index card, that's what it's called. And I'm going to place it right here where I would put my message. So the spray got a little everywhere, but that's okay. I'm going to put that to the side, let that dry. Actually, you could use the index card for something else. It's all cool looking now. Make sure our area is nice and wiped down. Put our scrap pieces to the side. And then rule number 1 of crafting, always wipe off your hands. You do not want your card getting anything from your hands onto it. And it feels like the insides are almost done. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that. Something was sticky. Just going to rub it off. Whatever was sticky should not be sticky. And that should be good enough. I'm going to go ahead and just varnish it down a little bit, just so it stays down. And it looks like we are dry. I'm going to go ahead and use my ATG. So now let's go ahead and place them. Rub them real good so they stick. This one's a little bit wonky. Alrighty. And then we can go ahead and put our foam tape on the back of our sentiment. Well, sentiments. I'm actually going to take some red, which will turn out pretty pink, just to give it a little bit more definition. Alright. Take our backing off. I'm going to put it right down in the corner. Looks like I could have used another layer of foam tape. That's okay. And then I'm taking some die cut butter. Actually, this is a punch butterfly. I'm putting it right in that rectangle by the sentiment, just to give it a little extra touch. That edge is going to be a little covered. There we go. I think what I'm going to do is spray the corners. Or no, I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges, because the spray you can't really see straight on. So we'll see if the inking helps there. Alright, and that is how you watercolor with glitter. Well, kind of watercolor with glitter. And you could even go around the edges with some black Sharpie or a ballpoint pen and make it look like you've stitched the card. And then here is the inside, and you got the nice little section to write. So that is the card. There. Pretty cute. What do you guys think? Is that a cool technique? Are you going to try it out? Just make sure to wash everything really well, just in case. Alright, I hope you guys are having a crazy day. Not too crazy, good crazy, not bad crazy. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!